With this kit, you're going to be making our I Choose You buddy. If this is your first time creating with us, we want to share a few tips to make this experience a great one. If you haven't yet, visit our techniques videos linked in the description below. For all you first-timers, we sent you some pipe cleaners in your kit specifically to practice with these videos and learn common techniques that will make your piece even better. Regardless of how many times you've done this, you have some extra pipe cleaners in your kit in case you make a mistake. That's completely normal and we've planned for it. The more time and attention you give to your piece, the better it will turn out. So take all the time you need, follow the steps, and above all, have fun learning and advancing in this new art form. Happy twisting! Grab a yellow pipe cleaner and start molding the shape of the head onto the template. Once you have the shape and size of the head correct, twist together to connect. Connect a new yellow pipe cleaner to the excess you have after closing your circle for the head. Make a raised arc across the head as shown on the video. Now connect this pipe cleaner onto the circle to secure the arch shape. Use the excess tail to wrap to the opposite side, making another arch to mirror the first. Connect when your arch is the same as the first to make a sphere. Loop the excess and wrap it around one of the arch pipe cleaners to secure it. Locate the connection point you made at first and start to shape it as shown. This will be the base of the nose and the front of the head. Twist on a new pipe cleaner near the top of the sphere to the left of the nose when you're looking at the face. Now wrap that pipe cleaner going toward the nose and loop onto the next piece above the nose bend, just before the piece becomes concave. Continue around the head, maintaining this position and looping on to connect at each point. When you get back to the starting point, it should look like this. Wrap to secure and move down the pipe cleaner to find a new starting position. You will continue to do what you just did, this time hitting the concave portion of the nose on your way around. Add a new pipe cleaner when you are running out by twisting the two ends together. Continue to do this for the rest of the head, keeping the same spacing as you move down. Pinch the pipe cleaner and pull through as you would with a ribbon. This will give the pipe cleaner a natural curl, helping with shaping into a circle as you go. When you have 3 loops in place, go around again, but make a diagonal support. Continue to make diagonal supports as shown around for the rest of this loop. Go behind the junction and up and around and cross back over to continue as shown. Connect to finish your sphere. Spend some time shaping the head to make it even and have the nose and forehead shape correct. Here's the nose, here are the cheeks, here's the top of the head. We're going to add more braces as indicated. Because most of the bottom won't be seen, we will start here to hide the connections. As you start looping and connecting, make sure to go over the brace and not under to connect your piece. Take this brace up diagonally to the top, securing on each of the other braces with a loop as you pass. Make sure to leave a slight dip on this part of the brace, only as you follow the contour of the face. Don't overly make it fall in, just match the face. Continue to make a brace in the same way on the opposite side, going back down. You will need a little more than 1 pipe cleaner to make a full brace, so don't try to connect this part yet. Add another piece to the small end to extend it and connect. Then work your way back up diagonally to make another brace. Continue back down one more time. Twist and hide the rest at the bottom. Shape again and then set this part aside. Grab a new yellow pipe cleaner and start shaping the body from the template. Bend at the top of the shape. Connect the ends in a slight V shape to accommodate the template. After twisting together, twist the tails onto the frame on either side of the top of the body to secure. Grab a new pipe cleaner and find the center of your connector and line up the center of the new pipe cleaner with it, then fold over and make a loop to secure it on. As shown, make the arch that will start the 3D body shape. Twist on to secure at the bottom, leaving a small tail. Mirror your arch shape on the other side using the other half at the top. Loop both ends on at the bottom to connect. Grab a new yellow pipe cleaner and attach in the middle to start a new horizontal brace like we did on the head. You will attach it in the same way. The back of him will be more rounded and the front will be flatter to accommodate for the legs. When you get back to the start, loop on to one of the vertical pieces several times to secure. This is the front part, so his chubby little legs have some room to attach later. Start a new brace on the front side. Make sure you're shaping the wire frame as you go. You will need a slight curve in this brace. If the wireframe is the right shape, the rest of him will have the right shape. Go behind the center junction and under the frame, then loop back over the top toward the next side to continue making a brace that mirrors the one on the front of the leg you just made. Loop over the top and start in the center of this brace to move vertically. Connect with a loop over to brace above to mirror the opposite side. Now move from the connection point diagonally to the center to make 1/2 of a V and connect back to the bottom, then continue up to the opposite side to complete the V and connect. Now we can continue adding braces to the frame as we did with the head. Start at the top and continue to shape as you lay in the braces. When you get back to the start of the brace, loop down and twist on to get to a new spot and continue making the brace. Don't forget to be shaping this frame as it will set up the entire body to look right when we fill later. When you get back to the diagonal brace on the front, add another to go back down to the bottom. Then come back up to mirror that brace on the front again. There should be 2 diagonal braces where the legs will go in the front now. To finish this pipe cleaner, simply loop around the frame for added support instead of cutting and tying off. Continue to shape the frame. Let's start making his right arm. Grab a new yellow pipe cleaner and mold to the shape of the template as shown. Before securing the shape together, be sure to add a small bump in it as shown, then secure to the open end. After securing the ends, make another bump in the pipe cleaner and move back across, looping onto the other side to secure. After securing, loop around again and move up the arm. You will be making another brace higher up like the one you just made at the bottom, creating the 3D shape. Make sure your circle brace on top is slightly smaller than the one on the bottom to make the shape of the arm correct. Loop over going up until you are at the point of the hand. Then start a new brace vertically, making sure to shape it out in order to make it rounded slightly as you go down. Connect to the small horizontal brace you just made below. To the small excess, add a new pipe cleaner to continue building this frame. Once you get back onto the bottom of the shape, move toward the right and secure on over the junction before continuing to the other side to make another vertical support. Make the next vertical brace the same way, going up to the tip of the hand, securing on as you go. Set your arm on the frame to determine if the size is correct. Pinch some of the pipe cleaner on top with the excess tightly to make a flat hand, like a fan shape. Twist small bits of the excess over to make 5 fingers as you go. Once you get this done, secure with a loop back onto the frame. You can now better define the fingers you just made. Now loop the excess down and secure on as you go to get back to the bottom of the arm. This is what your hand should look like at this point. Make the left arm by shaping to the template as shown. On the bottom where the arm meets the body on the template, bend away from the body to start your first horizontal brace circle as we did on the right arm and secure and create. Loop on a new pipe cleaner near the shoulder joint, then bend over the connection to make the shoulder joint as shown here. Now you're going to make a triangle to continue framing the arm. Loop back down to the hand area to connect, leaving a bend below the shoulder blade to create a triangle. After securing, follow that shape back up to create another frame piece. You will have an opening as shown that fits onto the body. Shape the arm to the body and then connect at the top. Now loop the excess a couple times over the bent shoulder piece sticking out at the top. Then loop back onto one of your bent frame pieces, making a small triangle shape for the frame on one side. Now loop back up and secure to get in position again to make the same triangle brace on the opposite side. You're basically creating a shoulder blade. From here, move down a bit on the frame and secure on. Then you will make a horizontal brace going back across the arm. If you need to finish the frame, add an additional pipe. Now use some of the old excess from the bottom to make a vertical brace. If you don't have excess, just add some to the bottom to start that brace. Now use the newer piece you added prior to the vertical support to loop back through the tip of the hand. Now start pinching some of the excess and twisting to make fingers for the hand as you did on the right side. When you have the fingers molded and the hand in the right position, tie off again to secure the excess. You will be looping up the center support to the shoulder. Because you have left several small pieces off the ends of the arms, you now have those to set the arms back on the body to check for symmetry and shape. On to the ears. Mold to the template to get started. We are starting with his left ear here. When you think you have the size, do a slight twist to check to the head. After you're happy with the shape and size, twist that connection more to fully secure. Make sure to squeeze that ear tip into a nice point. Now let's use one of the tails to loop on and start creating some circle braces horizontally as we did on the arms. Make a circle around the bottom as shown before looping up to repeat your brace on the opposite side. Don't force a connection if you're running low on that pipe cleaner. Add another one on and continue. Loop up and make a new circle brace. Secure on a couple times, looping up to the tip of the ear for a new starting position. Now make a vertical brace, looping and securing on your way back down to the bottom of the ear. Don't get rid of your excess. Grab a new pipe cleaner to make the mirroring vertical brace on the opposite side, starting from the bottom of the ear and working up. After securing this brace on top, trim the excess. Use your tails to set the ear in the head and check size, shape, and placement. Make the second ear by shaping to the first. Grab a new pipe cleaner to make the first circle brace in the center of this new ear. You will be adding supports to this with new small pieces to match the other ear. Once you have the two small circle braces, add a new longer pipe cleaner to the tip and twist on. Then use this to add the vertical braces working down. Now you should have two identical ear frames with tails that connect to the head that look similar to this. Your feet will be about 1 3/4 inches long in an oblong shape as shown here. They're also on the template. Starting from the small end, make a vertical brace, adding a slight bump for the top of the foot. Now at the top of the large part, start a horizontal brace and secure on. Add another brace like this in the middle of the foot. Loop down to the start of the foot at the small end and leave the extra as a tail. Use this as a guide to make the second foot. Create just as you did before. Grab a new yellow pipe cleaner to start making the frame for the tail. Mold the top part as shown in the video by using the template. Use the full tail outline on the bottom of the template to continue shaping and sizing the frame of that tail. You'll be close to closing the frame with one pipe cleaner, but it won't quite reach. Grab another one in order to close the frame of the tail. Using the excess you just connected, loop and secure onto the frame and make zigzag braces across the entire tail. Follow the lightning shape of the tail and cover it in braces, looping and securing as you go. This is what it could look like when you finish your braces. Grab a small piece of pipe cleaner to use as a securing point for the bottom of the tail. You will want to wrap around this piece to make it more sturdy than just one pipe cleaner. Then secure it onto the bottom of the tail, leaving excess to connect to the body. You will be making an additional brace here. Loop over a couple times toward the center in front and move upward to loop on, creating a vertical brace as we did before. Once you get to the top, tuck and hide the excess inside the frame of the body. Start at the same place you started with this brace before, but this time continue to make it in a U shape all the way down and around the front, going toward the opposite side and giving the frame symmetry. Once you reach the top, be sure to secure on, then trim the excess. Add another brace support on front between the one you just made and the center vertical brace. This will be another U brace, so continue it as you did before. Secure on top and trim the excess. Now we have a strong enough structure to fill. Grab a new yellow pipe cleaner and connect onto the top rim of the frame. You will be weaving this around every other brace as you come to it, all the way around the figure. Be sure you are keeping the lines tight to each other as you go, especially the ones you aren't connecting to as you pass. If you feel like you want to actually connect more, that's fine, just loop on. You can tuck and hide your excess, then start a new pipe cleaner when you reach the end of one. This allows a smoother looking fill instead of possibly seeing connections, but you can always twist on to the end and continue if you want. When you get to the top of the legs and reach that junction that results in the W shape, stop filling in a circle. When you reach the edge that goes back, simply return to the other way. You will be filling back and forth across the front of the body, securing now over each connection on the frame as you get to it. Continue the fill on the front all the way down the legs, almost all the way to the back, leaving space for the connections of the feet later. Don't fill it all in right now. You will have a triangle that naturally separates the space for the leg holes. Stop filling beyond that. If you have excess after stopping your fill on the front bottom, leave that hanging for now. Now flip him over and let's fill the back. Keep filling and molding, ensuring a flatter backside as you go. You will fill all of this in the back, weaving and securing as you have been up to the 2 leg holes you left open. Keep those open. Now let's fill our feet. Loop onto the top and weave across as we have been to fill. Wrap under the foot, pushing the pipe cleaner up into the foot to make it sturdy and create good toe structure. From there, you will loop and secure, weaving across the top only. No need to go around the bottom after this first time. Continue this pattern on both feet. Leave any excess by the other you already have at the back. Just secure, no need to trim. Let's grab an ear and start filling as we have been. Wrap around every other support as you circle to fill in the ear. Don't fill all the way up. Start at the bottom and leave about a 1-inch space on the top so you can fill it with black. Do this for both ears. Grab a black pipe cleaner and simply continue your process until the tip of the ear is filled. Do this for both ears. Be sure you cover any yellow. Wrap around the tip and secure to cover yellow underneath. When it's all covered, trim and hide the excess. Now do this process a second time to complete the other ear. Compare the black fill of each ear together. If you need to cover any yellow to make them equal, that's fine. Secure a new pipe cleaner on the top of the tail at the highest corner. Loop over to make it secure. Then you will simply wrap around the frame. No looping on to connect as we have been at this point, but wrapping gently over the frame in a parallel direction. This will be for the largest part of the tail on top. Add additional pipe cleaners by twisting on when needed. After adding additional pipe cleaners, you can always loop back on the frame to secure the connection. Once you get to the smaller zigzags, you'll want to adopt a weaving and looping method for the rest of the fill to ensure it's secure and filled completely. Secure the excess onto the bottom of the tail. Grab a brown pipe cleaner and tie on at the base of the tail between the 2 leftover pieces. We will use this for connection later. Start wrapping the brown around the yellow laying over the edges. This fill will be about 1 inch high. When you reach a zigzag corner, loop and weave on to secure. You can continue weaving and looping and just wrapping as you see fit, based on the angles you need. When you get about 1 inch up on the tail, secure and hide the end of the brown. Grab a new yellow pipe cleaner and use it to secure the top of this brown trim. Simply weave through several times in a perpendicular direction and hide it once secured. If you see any yellow around the edge, simply cover it with a little more brown and be sure to secure the end of the brown well into the tail. To make the stripes, just use the template to create 2 identical oblong ovals. You will then fill by wrapping and weaving, looping over the edge of the frame each time. Make sure to leave a little tail in about the middle of the stripes. This will be what we need to secure later. Trim your excess to make it smaller and easier to work with, then finish filling the end of the stripe. Let's secure this piece now. Use what's sticking out of the back of it to poke through, and the leg holes that you left on the bottom is where you can use your fingers to bend those connections and secure in place inside the body. Now let's repeat this process for the other stripe. Now we can secure our tail. As you secure pieces throughout this process, keep pulling the excess down to the bottom as much as you can to secure it together and wrap onto the bottom of the frame. You will continue to see pieces coming out of the leg holes as we go. This excess will be from other pieces we connect. This can be tricky, but just make sure the tail is secured inside by wrapping and looping as you go. Hide and make sure the tail is sturdy. Time to fill the head. Start at the apex on top and fill. You will loop and weave over each brace as you come to it, as we have done with most of our objects. There will be a change in pattern when you reach the bridge of the nose. When you reach the bridge of the nose, stop circling to fill. You will simply fill the front face portion right here on the nose, moving back and forth. Leaving the spots for the cheeks open, let's continue our fill on the back of the head. You will weave back and forth as before, being sure to leave 2 windows next to your nose fill for the cheeks on either side open. Make sure your fill is covering all that will be visible once the head is connected. Leave a couple openings to secure things later, and be sure to leave a longer tail for connection later. Trim some of the tails on the ears to secure them to the top of the head as shown. Twist your connections together several times to strengthen. Push your connections through the top of the head and use the open cheek area to get your fingers inside and secure by bending and twisting. Repeat this process for the second ear. Now let's add a small yellow connection over the top stripe to further secure the tail to the back of the body. Simply loop, connect, and hide as best you can. Fill in both arms starting at the hands and weaving around lines as you have been, looping onto braces as you go. We are starting with the right arm for your reference. When you finish filling, crimp the hand at the top to further flatten and define it. Do this for each hand. Now connect your first arm just the way you have been doing. You can place it in a waving position on the right arm and a down and out position on the left as we have done. Fill the second arm and form the hand in the same way. Secure the second arm to the opposite side. Let's make an eye. In a spiral shape, twist a pipe cleaner to make a circle according to the size of the template. Loop and weave to create a secure circle, sizing to the head for accuracy. These will be above the bridge of the nose. Trim the tails of the eye. There should be 2. Push your connection through to secure the first eye. Trim off a 1/4 inch segment to be the nose. This won't be showing completely, so the nose will be a little smaller than what you cut. Then secure the nose onto the tip of the bump you've already created. Size to the template and make the second eye as you did before, securing on when finished. Mold the red according to the template to make the cheeks. Fill the circle by looping back and forth. Make 2. Leave 2 small pieces on the back to connect inside the face for each cheek. You will bend and shape the extra pieces to secure inside the head. Make the second cheek and secure as you did the first. Mold the mouth according to the template and check on the head for proportion. Weave in and out to fill. Leave connection on the back to put onto the head. Once you have the right size, shape the upper lip of the mouth with scissors, trimming it down to thin it out. Push your connections through on the back and loosely connect inside. Grab another pipe cleaner of the same color as the mouth and shave it down to a wire only. You will use this to further anchor the mouth onto the face. Cut a small piece of wire and anchor the mouth at the corner on the upper part of the lip on each side for stability. Cut 2 small pieces of white for eyes. You will simply push these through your black eyes already on the face, in the middle, and secure inside the head. Add an additional connection to have 2 tails coming out of the bottom of the head. Place the head onto the body and pull the connections down to the bottom as you have all the others. Secure all your connections inside the body. Twist them together, twisting onto pieces of the frame that will be hidden. Just connect them securely so they won't be seen. With all the connections hidden inside the body, secure the feet on each side. And you're finished! We want to see how it went. Thanks for creating with us. Tag us on Instagram @AscendArtCo to share. Subscribe to this channel for more tutorials and creations, and don't forget to check out our other kits on AscendArtCo.com. Happy twisting!